Hey there! In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to optimize your website to get more donations. Recent studies show that 63% of donors in the US and Canada prefer to donate online, and that on average, contributions made on branded donation pages on a website are 38% larger than generic PayPal pages. That's some really big numbers. The study also showed that people are really turned off by out of date and unresponsive desktop and mobile sites. It's evident that if your organisation wants to capitalise on online donations, you need to pay attention to your website and make giving as easy as possible. After all, you don't want to be missing out on valuable donations because your website is designed poorly. We've put together 8 simple steps you can take to ensure maximising your chance of engaging visitors and turning those visitors into monetary donations. Psychology plays a really important part in creating a positive experience for your website visitors. It's important you understand what your visitors want and need, how they can access it, and ensure they can access it in the easiest way possible. The last thing you want to do is to make somebody work to find the information they need or try to figure out how to make a donation. One of the most common issues we see with nonprofit websites is a need to want to talk about everything, every story, every people with options. They will likely take none. So these next steps are going to walk you through how to overcome visitor overwhelm and ensure you're maximising your opportunities for converting traffic into donations. Number 1, improve and simplify your copy. Clarity in your messaging is crucial for visitors to understand what your organisation does and then feel compelled to join your cause. Review the copy on your website and ask yourself, are you answering these questions? What is your mission? Who or what are you helping? What are you doing to help? What impact have you created so far? What makes you different from competitor organisations? How are donations being used and how can people get involved? If you're not sure you're clearly communicating the answers to these questions, then it can be useful to ask somebody outside of your organisation to take a look at the website and then ask them, do you know what the charity is about and what it does? And do you understand what the organisation would like you to do and how you can be involved? If they can't answer these questions, then you should consider rewriting the text to ensure these questions are being answered clearly. Secondly, even if you feel you are answering these questions, you need to consider how that information is being displayed on your website. Make sure that the text is broken up into different sections and use call outs and colour blocking to emphasise some sections which will help to draw the attention of the eye. Also be sure to keep paragraphs short, ideally 2 to 3 sentences or no more than 150 words, and keep sentences short, less than 20 words. Yoast SEO plugin for WordPress is a great tool for checking your readability score. And all of this will help the user to digest the information much more fluidly and subsequently retain more of that information. Number 2, update and reduce your calls to action. Calls to action are one of the most important features on any website. After all, that's at the point you're asking a visitor to take an action or do something to support your work. Calls to action range from making a donation, subscribing to your email list, downloading a fundraising pack, getting in touch with your team, or signing up for a volunteer program. All are valuable to your organisation, which is why it's so important to get them right. Each page on your website should have a specific purpose with one clear call to action. Many organisations trip up here by wanting to add multiple calls to action to a single page. And like we mentioned earlier, when you do this, you're overloading the visitor with options and they're more likely to take none. Your call to action should stand out on the page. Using a button with a contrasting colour can really help to draw people's attention to it and guide them to give it a click. Don't forget to test your calls to action and ensure that the links you're directing people to are working. Nothing turns visitors off faster than reaching a page which doesn't load. Number 3, make sure your site is mobile friendly. In 2021, mobile devices, excluding tablets, generated a whopping 54.4% of global website traffic. And data shows that 26% of all online giving in the US and Canada was processed on a mobile device. Further to these impressive statistics, Google also made changes to its search engine algorithm last year to include specific performance targets for mobile sites. And sites that fall below those benchmarks are downranked as a result. More than ever now, it's imperative that your mobile site is optimized. It needs to be easy to navigate, populate correctly, and load quickly to provide the best user experience. Load your website on your mobile device and then separately on a tablet device to see how it appears. Are you having to pinch the screen or enlarge it to read the text? Are you having to scroll up and down to navigate through it? If so, your site is not properly optimized. Most website themes allow you to create sections of your site which are only visible on either desktop or mobile. And this can be a really useful feature if you can't get your desktop version to look good on mobile. Remember that less can be more too. Don't be afraid to trim away anything unnecessary on the mobile version. It will provide a cleaner experience for users. Number 4, transparently display tangible benefits. It's important for donors to understand how their donations are being used, and communicating this information clearly and upfront can go a long way in building trust with potential new donors. Providing proof of the work you do helps to reinforce trust and clearly demonstrates the impact that your donors are helping you to create. If part of a donation goes towards covering the overheads of the organisation, then be upfront and transparent about that. And ensure you are showing pictures of your work, sharing key data callouts and how many people you've managed to help, or how many animals you've managed to rehome, or how many trees you've managed to plant, and make your annual reports available on your website so that visitors can dive deeper if they want to. Number 5, use donation software. Ensuring you have a seamless donation process will lead to higher conversion rates from your visitors. Whilst PayPal can act as a sufficient gateway, it doesn't allow you to use your own branding or sync up with a CRM system. Not only does your own branding provide a more professional look and feel, but being able to sync your donation software to your email marketing system and your CRM system means you can automate a thank you message and funnel donors into your CRM system for more precise marketing efforts down the line. In this month's Instagram content, we put together a list of recommendations for donation software, and you can check that out using the link below. Number 6, personalize the donor experience. So you really want to personalize the donor experience as much as you possibly can. Simply adding somebody's name to a thank you email makes them feel valued, and they're more likely to donate again in the future. You should also follow up with updates on your project or your appeal so that donors can see how their money was used to further your mission. And at this point, you could ask for a recurring donation as the trust has been built and solidified. Number 7, create engaging content. Content really is king when it comes to websites. The average time spent on a website is just a mere 54 seconds, which means you need to capture and hold your audience's attention straight away. And good quality, engaging content is fundamental in doing this. If you don't have one already, you should consider setting up a blog where you can post articles that tell the stories of your impact, be it from recipients of your programs or from volunteers or from your employees. Telling these real life stories brings your work to life and provides a more in-depth look at the true impact you're creating. If you're unsure about how to write content that truly tells a story, head over to our blog and we've got some great tips around how to do that. You should also consider value-led content, like offering tips and advice for potential donors. What I mean by that is, for example, if you're a homeless charity, you could post an article with useful resources for people who are at risk of becoming homeless. If you're a dog shelter, you could post tips about behaviour training for adopted dogs. This value-led content not only provides your audience with useful and engaging information, but also allows you to demonstrate the organisation's expertise in the work that you do. And number 8, lead magnets. Finally, the last thing we recommend you have in place is a lead magnet. Lead magnets act as a vehicle for collecting email addresses and contact details of your website visitors. They are incredibly effective at funneling people into your email marketing list, which on average yields a much higher conversion rate than social media marketing and search engine optimization. Lead magnets are what we term as a soft conversion, which allows visitors to sign up and be on your communications list if they're not quite ready to commit to a monetary donation. And by considering the donor marketing funnel, this is a fantastic tool for moving people from the awareness stage to the consideration stage. If you're not sure what to create as your lead magnet, sign up for our lead magnet ideas cheat sheet, which you can get below. There are lots of steps you can take to improve your non-profit website and make it more attractive for potential donors. Working through the steps laid out above will provide you with a really strong foundation on which to build a fantastic and effective website for your organisation. We hope you found this interesting, and please feel free to leave any comments or questions below.